I think you get an extra boost this morning when McConnell spoke calmly about infrastructure, hinting that maybe he could cut a deal with the Democrats, and that's going to be more stimulative, and that has added on to us here. I'm going to watch also the president. I think he's still in his victory lap round, but where do we go with trade talks with China? He went out of his way to make it sound bullish going into the election. I want to see if he changes that after. And then finally, I'm going to look at the internals of the market. We have rallied back into a classic retracement area, one that my friend Dennis Gartman tends to call the box. It's a retracement of 50 to 62%. And the box is somewhere between, the S&P would be somewhere between 2770 and 2815. And we're right there now. So we've gotten through a couple of moving averages, but it'll be key if we can get past 2815.
Art, do you expect that any of the big things that people expected could change, will change? I mean, how do these results, again, affect trade? You said you'll be listening to the president. Regulatory activity, there have been questions about Facebook, Amazon, Google, these big techs that could be set up to be pressured or split up or have the rules around data change. It seems that split government in Congress, the House, the Senate, makes that less likely to happen.
Well, to a degree, but what you're seeing is, Maxine Waters and others would not be unhappy to get certain investigations beginning. So I think if I were running Facebook, I'd still be a little bit wary here to see where things are going. But I do think, John, that the key here is going to be the tone of the president on the trade talks. Does he feel that this gives him a little more muscle power? Does he crack down a little bit more on China, or does he stay accommodative and see where we go from there?
Why would this give him more muscle?
Well, I think that he's still got control of the Senate, puts him in great shape. He can do a lot of stuff by executive edict and see where he goes. So he lost the House, but he didn't lose it in an avalanche. They have narrow control. They're going to pester the heck out of him with investigations all over the lot. But it shouldn't be enough to really change his policy. So I think he will feel reinforced, and I quite frankly, I think that President Xi will see that, okay, he didn't get tumbled here, so we'll see where we go.
So you think they would respect the results?
Yeah, I think so. I think they might be a bit more accommodative, but I want to carefully listen to his tone. It'll be more than just today. He'll be celebratory today, but by the end of the week, I'd like to see how he sounds.
There was some speculation that there might be an end to aggressive growth policies coming out of Washington, D.C. if the Democrats took the House or more. And that might lessen the pressure on the Fed in terms of hiking rates. Do you see any of that coming through to fruition?
Well, I think you see that the yields have gone down a little bit here. I think that's primarily because they think that's lessened any shot for tax cut 2. So that's not going to be there. But as I say, from the stimulus side, the tone of McConnell helped the market here. That gave you a bit of a booster shot. We're assuming that they will pay for it, that it won't all be credit, and that's why the yields didn't move.
Finally, people have been watching the internals since the low, right? Some of them have been patiently waiting for the percentage of names above a 20-day high, for example, to go up, as they normally do after a correction. Are those being answered today?
We're getting closer to it. The market is, as I say, somewhat celebratory here. We got a partial change in control, but not a disaster on either side. So they're happy. But I'm going to stick more with what I spoke of before. Can we get up and through the box? We've gotten through several moving averages. And then if the data you're talking about begins to kick in, meaning the market broadening here or the rally broadening here, then I think we could be in very good shape. But we got a couple of days to go.